Yes, 7 days a week is too much. Not only will the kids will have to do a lot more recovery work, which a lot of times gets kind of put to the wayside. So 7 days a week for any athlete is just too much. A good medium depends on, competitive and house league players. A lot of times the competitive kids are on the ice between 5 and 7 times a week. So even at that 5 hours a week range, or even like if you're practicing 3 or 4 times and you have a couple games, that's a heavy kind of workload. So and then house league players get one practice and one game a week. So I find that Dan and I find that finding a balance is great. Like going on the ice that much is great, but then you got to do the proper things to recover your body, like stretching, mobility work, to allow the kids to not start to break down at a young age. And then if you're not on the ice enough, it's hard to really develop consistently. So there's got to be, there's a happy medium. We can't exactly put a thumb on it because everybody's different. Every individual, can take more or they can get better with less. So for us, finding that balance, striking that balance with athletes and parents is what we consistently work on.
I think purposeful practice, is a really great approach where players can have the opportunity in their team practices to be able to refine their individual skill sets, whether that's skating or puck control or shooting. Those elements are obviously very important for the individual player to develop before we even begin to evolve up toward team tactics and team play. So for the amount of time that they are on the ice, if they're able to fully maximize their potential within those time frames to allow them to grow as successfully as possible, I think that is a better approach than necessarily just being on the ice, like you said, 7 days a week. Because then that ice time is not being put toward a practical purpose. And further to what Shane said, no ice hockey player should be on the ice 12 months out of the year, because your body does need the time to recuperate. Your muscles, your joints, tendons, ligaments, your body needs that time to recuperate. But then also mentally as well too. Players need to be able to take themselves away from the emotion of the game and get off the ice and go participate in other sports, whether it's football, baseball, tennis, other sports that actually by trait they're actually improving other athletic components like their hand-eye coordination, things like that, their balance skills. So they're actually becoming better hockey players by getting off the ice. So I think by striking that balance, like Shane said, taking time to rest is probably better.